In this video, you will see 10 festive snack recipes that are suitable for New Year's, anniversaries, birthdays, and other celebrations. I'm Vika Vinogradova, and you're watching Recipes for Lazybones. For the recipe, you will need 300 grams of boiled beets. Grate it on a fine grater and squeeze it thoroughly to get as much juice as possible. Grate 100 grams of cheese, any semi-hard will do. I used Russian. You will also need 1 boiled egg. We grate it on a fine grater as well. Mix the cheese and egg with the beetroot, salt it, add a tablespoon of mayonnaise, and mix well until homogeneous. For a New Year's presentation, we decorate the plate with rosemary or parsley, making a spruce twig. Take the herring fillet. It's better to cut it into small pieces. Form a pancake from the beet mass. Place a piece of herring in the center and roll it into a ball. From the specified amount of ingredients, you will get 10 snack balls. They taste a bit like herring under a fur coat. For the next recipe, we will need eggplant. Cut the eggplant into circles. If your baking dish is not deep, then cut each circle in half. Pour vegetable oil into a bowl, add dried herbs to it. I used Provençal, black ground pepper, and salt. Stir and coat each slice of eggplant with this mixture. We lay them out in a baking dish, one on top of the other, tightly packing so that the entire form is completely filled. We thinly slice the cheese. I used soft mozzarella, but any cheese that melts well will do. We will need about 40 grams of cheese. Insert the cheese slices between the eggplants. After which we send it to the oven for 20 minutes. Then we sprinkle the hot, almost ready eggplant with grated cheese on top. I took Russian cheese for this time. You need about 20 grams of it and also put it in the oven for literally 5 minutes so the cheese melts. The ready-made eggplant can be garnished with greens and served at the table. Excellent hot appetizer. And I want to show you a few more recipes with seafood, with shrimp, and with crab sticks. We take small tartlets, which are literally 1 bite. Short crust pastry tartlets are better. We spread a little bit of cream cheese. We put a few shrimps on top. It's easiest to take the ones that are already cooked, cleaned in brine, so you don't have to boil them. Straight from the can as a snack. Add a little bit of greens, and it's all ready. You get a crispy sandy dough from tartlets with a gentle shrimp cream filling. Cut 100 grams of crab sticks. Preferably cut them smaller. They will go into the filling for the rolls. Grate 3.5 ounces, cheese crush, 1 garlic clove and greens. I took parsley and a couple of tablespoons of mayonnaise. Squeeze out a couple of cloves of garlic, stir, and the filling is ready. All that's left is to fry the egg pancakes. 1 egg for 1 pancake. You only need to make 4 pancakes. We salt it, mix it, and fry it like regular pancakes on both sides on a heated frying pan, greased with vegetable oil. The pancakes cook very quickly. It's better to use a frying pan of a small diameter so that the pancakes are not too thin and do not tear. We distribute the filling over the pancake and roll it up into a roll. We cut it into portion-sized pieces and our dish with snacks is ready. Very tasty. The garlic makes it a bit spicy. A wonderful recipe for a festive table. In a blender, we put 100 grams of crab sticks, a clove of garlic, a tablespoon of cream cheese, and a tablespoon of mayonnaise. Grind into a uniform mixture. We get such a beautiful pink spread. If you want a beautiful presentation, it's better to transfer this mass into a pastry bag. You also need a few small cherry tomatoes. Cut them into rounds. And small tartlets made of short crust pastry. We lay a tomato on the bottom of the tartlet and squeeze out a dab of crab sticks. We decorate everything with fresh greens and the snack is ready. From the prepared amount of spread, you will get about 20 tartlets. Personally, I really like making canapés for New Year's and other holidays because it's always very easy and quick to prepare. It's always very portioned, tasty, and diverse. And specifically for this, a few canapé recipes. On a sheet of foil, we lay out a sausage slice on top of another. You need about 100 grams of slices. I have different types of sausage here, but you can just take one kind. The main thing is that the slice is large. Then it will be convenient to roll it into a roll. We smear half of the roll with cream cheese. We will need about 3 to 4 tablespoons. And along the edge, we lay out a few sun-dried tomatoes. We roll everything into a tight roll and put it in the refrigerator for an hour so that it sets well. After which, all we have to do is cut it into portion-sized pieces and lay them out on plates. For the next snack, we will need cherry tomatoes. We cut them into quarters. We cut off the crust of the white bread and divide it into small rectangles. We apply a little sauce to each piece. I have a garlic and cream sauce. We put a small leaf of fresh greens on the sauce. I took iceberg lettuce, but you can take arugula or spinach. We take a spoonful of bologna. I bought it ready-made in slices. On top, a slice of melted cheese and roll it into a roll. We cut it into portion pieces. I got 4 pieces from one roll. We skewer a tomato, then the roll, and fix it on a breadstick. Another option is to take a lightly salted fish and cut it into thin strips. Spread cream cheese on the crackers, insert slices of fresh cucumber and a strip of red fish rolled into a roll. And I will show you a few more such global scale snacks. Very interesting. A tuna roll and a very tasty, stunning liver cake. We send 3 boiled eggs to the blender. We only need proteins. We're setting the yolks aside for now. We're also adding 100 grams of cheese here. The cheese is very ordinary, semi-hard. I just cut it into cubes, so it would be easy to blend in the blender. We add a small can of canned tuna. The can weighs around 6.5 ounces. We add 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise and mix it into a homogeneous mass. This is how the mass turns out. We spread out the foil, making 2 to 3 layers if it's thin. We lay out our mass in the form of a rectangle. We even everything out so that the layer is uniform. We add butter, laying it out in such a strip. With the help of foil, we roll it into a roll. And you can put it in the refrigerator for a couple of hours or send it to the freezer for 10 to 15 minutes. We take out the roll, unfold it, and sprinkle it with grated yolks. It's not necessary to sprinkle everything, literally on top and a little on the sides. We cut it into portion pieces. This is how beautiful they turn out. If desired, you can garnish all this with greens and serve it on the table. The snack turns out to be very fishy, soft, unbelievably classy. Blend a kilogram of chicken liver, 1 chopped carrot and 3 eggs. We salt and pepper it, grinding it all into a homogeneous mass. To the liver, we add a teaspoon of baking powder and 3 tablespoons of flour. Stir it again, line the baking tray with baking paper and grease it with vegetable oil. Pour out the obtained mixture, it will be liquid enough. Send it to the oven for 15 to 20 minutes until it's ready. In the meantime, we cut a bunch of parsley, add about 50 grams of mayonnaise and squeeze out a couple of cloves of garlic. Once the crust is baked, let it cool down. Trim the unevenness and divide into 4 equal parts. Spread each crust with mayonnaise filling and lay slices of processed cheese on top. Do the same with the 3 crusts. Cover the cake with cling film and put it in the fridge for a couple of hours to soak. Take it out of the fridge. Spread mayonnaise on the top layer and decorate it. I'm using sprigs of rosemary and caviar for decoration. The cake turns out to be very delicate, tangy and juicy. There is very little time left until the new year. I wish that you definitely get this New Year's mood, the desire to decorate a Christmas tree at home, create some magical atmosphere, go for a walk, spend time with friends and loved ones. I wish you all the best. Goodbye until we meet again.